Ladies and gentlemen, for MSMCKnights.com, we're joined this afternoon by Eric Seidman, fifth-year head coach for Mount St. Mary men's lacrosse. Thank you, Coach, for your time. And coming off the 2015 season that saw you narrowly miss the Skyline Conference Tournament for the first time in program history, just your thoughts on the 2016 schedule and what your expectations for your team are this year.
We're excited about our schedule this year. First of all, we love the local rivalry games with schools like Bard, Manhattanville, Vassar, and Centenary. Those are turning into great traditional rivalries, and we added Western Connecticut to that group as well this year. We also, for the first time, are playing a handful of other schools that we've never played before, so that should add some new and unique challenges to our schedule. Additionally, the competition in the Skyline has never been more competitive than it's been the last couple years in particular, so we're excited to see how that develops this year as the league from top to bottom has just become more competitive each year. Our hopes are high for this season. Last year we were extremely young with the majority of our players being freshmen and sophomores. And while we did take our lumps at time, we gained valuable experience across the board. The majority of our starters do return, both on offense and on defense. But really, just having 30 returning players has made everything more fluid this year. We've been able to move more quickly in practice and do more with our team. They have a better handle on what we're trying to do as a program, and that's made the transition this season much more fluid. We do also have several freshmen that will contribute right away, but for the first time we really have a large returning core that are able to sort of guide and lead that group.
Coach, you mentioned the large number of returners you had this year. If you could just break down your position groups and what you expect from each this year.
Starting with the attack, we have four different players returning who have extensive starting experience. That group is led by a couple of sophomores, Tristan Earl, who was one of our leading scorers last year, fantastic finisher and will be our quarterback behind the goal, as well as Kenny Gallagher. Kenny was a Suffolk County wrestling champ at Northport, had a strong freshman year for us, and is probably our most improved player from last year to this year. He seems poised to have a breakout year as more of the dodging and shooting attackman. And then finally, Joseph Rosati, who was a starter 2 years ago on attack, moved to midfield last year as the team needed him, returns to attack, and he's a strong left-handed presence, shooting and finishing for us. At the midfield, we feel like we're very deep and athletic. We return a number of players that got a lot of experience over the last few years. That group is led by both sophomores Dylan DeMeo and Danny Kugler. Dylan and Danny were two of our leading scorers last year who both they worked very well together, and really we feel that they could be one of the better midfield duos in our conference. They're joined by a handful of guys that got a lot of experience the last couple years. Senior Sebastian Sina was one of our best players 2 years ago. Unfortunately, his season last year was derailed by some injuries, but he's back in the best shape of his life, playing very confidently. We expect him to be a huge part of our offense this year. Also, junior Michael Romanek and sophomore Nick Graziano both have started a number of games in their career and both bring athleticism to the position as well. On defense, we return the majority of our starters. That group is led by sophomore Nick Buffoli. Nick was chosen by the team as our Defensive Player of the Year last year, and he really brings a great vocal leadership to the position. Also, Kyle Russo was a starter on defense last year, and really over the course of the year grew into a very solid starter for us. At the long stick midi position, we have both of our starters from last year back. They kind of shared the position in Mike Capitola and Nick Wise. They're both juniors and are doing great so far. We also have a sophomore who is coming back from some injuries, didn't have maybe the season he wanted last year due to some injuries, but has had a great year so far, and that's Joseph Machado. We also have a fair few freshmen on the defensive side of the ball who will contribute. Our defensive midfield is going to be mostly brand new, so we'll be trying out some different options there. We feel like we have a lot of athleticism at that position. And then finally, at the goalie position, both of our goalies have worked very hard over the past year. They've both improved tremendously and are competing for playing time.
Coach, you mentioned a solid veteran core. Who do you look for to be a member of your leadership group this year?
We've named 2 captains in Sebastian Sina, who I mentioned already, and senior defenseman Mike Hargraves. Both of them have been captains for a couple years now, but have really flourished this year into really fantastic vocal leaders. We also have 5 other seniors who we count on daily for leadership experience. They include Brendan Nistola, Joseph Pilley, and Stephen Fabrizio are 3 of the guys in that group that have really done a great job. But also from our junior class, which is 12 members, and our sophomore class, which is 11 members, we have a number of people who have a lot of experience in our program who aren't afraid to lead, whether a small group or the whole team as needed. And we really feel like there's a lot of leadership potential on our team.
Coach, earlier you mentioned Dylan DeMeo, a sophomore this year, as a freshman, second team All-Skyline Conference Rookie of the Year. What do you look for him going forward this year to follow that up?
Dylan had an unbelievable freshman year by all accounts. He was the leading scoring middie in the conference, was chosen as the Rookie of the Year and made the second team All-Skyline. He has really taken his game to the next level this spring. It's been amazing to see him develop in terms of his confidence and his leadership on the field. We really look for him to be a stalwart out there. We've got him doing a little bit of everything from running on our first line midfield to playing lots of defense. He'll start on man up. He's even starting on man down for us right now. So we are working to get him into the best shape that he can be in, and we will rely upon him to really help our team in all areas of the game this year.
Coach, season opens Saturday. Wheelock comes to town. First time ever your program will take on the Wildcats. Obviously, other than the win-loss column, what are some things you're looking for from your squad on Saturday afternoon?
Wheelock's a young program. They restarted their program last year. I expect them to come in with a lot of energy and intensity, excited to start the year. As I understand it, they have a large freshman class that's looking to get on the field right away, and we're expecting them to come out and challenge us. We're excited to get out and play another opponent. It's been a great 4-week preseason, but it's time to get started with the regular season, and we're excited to welcome the Wildcats on Saturday.
Okay, Coach, thanks for your time, and good luck this season.
Thank you.